Listening to calming sounds or lectures before bed might improve sleep efficiency, meaning you spend more time actually sleeping while in bed, says the Sleep Foundation. Now, I will briefly explain about the rise of hybrid work after COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic has transformed the business environment rapidly. As countries went into lockdown, companies had to switch their operations to a remote mode, where employees were required to work from home in order to maintain business continuity. Organizations all over the world have adopted different strategies to ensure that employees adapt to this new way of working. Among them, allowing employees to work from home has become a norm rather than an exception. However, as we see now, some countries are moving towards post-pandemic recovery, but the old ways of working have changed. People have got used to the flexibility provided by technology and have started reimagining the future of work as a result. Many employees do not want to return to traditional work settings and instead prefer to work from home or choose a hybrid model that combines the best of both worlds, that is, working from home and coming to office together. This study aims to identify the factors that may influence employees' satisfaction and productivity in a hybrid working setting, like reconciliation between professional and personal lives, flow experience at work, work flexibility, and organizational support during work from home. Moreover, it aims to analyze the effect of employees' satisfaction and perceived productivity on workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. To achieve these objectives, data was gathered through an online questionnaire. A total of 433 responses were collected and analyzed. The results indicated that reconciliation, flow experience, flexibility, and organizational support were found to be positively and significantly associated with employee satisfaction and perceived productivity while working from home. Further, employee satisfaction and perceived productivity positively and significantly influenced workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. As the world is recovering from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a growing interest among researchers in understanding how employees adjust to the changes brought about by the pandemic. A study by Bosch, Galindo, and O'Reilly in 2021 highlights that the adoption of flexible working patterns, such as telecommuting, flexible hours, and compressed work weeks, has increased considerably. It is expected that the trend of employees working from home will continue even after the health crisis ends. This expectation is backed by a survey conducted by PwC in 2021. According to the survey, 83% of the employees would want to continue with flexible working arrangements, and 66% wanted to work remotely, at least part-time. Another survey carried out by Microsoft in 2021 revealed that 73% of workers worldwide would consider leaving their current employer if asked to return to pre-pandemic ways of working. Furthermore, a recent study by Schneider, Earhart, and Walsh in 2022 stated that more than half of the employees would prefer to work remotely, at least part-time, and 16% would like to work remotely full-time. Even employers are embracing flexible working policies to retain and attract talent. Google, for example, announced that its employees would be allowed to work from home until July 2021. Twitter and Square also announced that their employees could work from home permanently, despite the fact that employees and employers have shown a willingness to embrace hybrid work. Very little is known about the factors that affect employees' experiences while working from home. This study attempts to address this gap in knowledge by examining the factors that affect employees' satisfaction and productivity while working from home, and further analyzes the effect of satisfaction and productivity on workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. The remainder of the paper is structured as follows. The next section discusses the literature review and hypothesis development. Subsequently, the research methodology is described, followed by results and discussion. Finally, the study concludes with implications for theory and practice and suggestions for future research. Motivating factors that help employees achieve greater involvement. Satisfaction and commitment at work are essential for improving employee performance. Similarly, the relationship between employees and organizations is built on a foundation of trust, respect, and good communication. However, when employees are forced to work from home due to unexpected events like a pandemic, these two aspects of human resource management are likely to be disrupted. Therefore, this study draws upon the literature on both motivation and the relationship between employees and their organizations to develop the antecedents affecting satisfaction and productivity in a work-from-home environment. In light of the above discussion, the following hypotheses are proposed. H1. Reconciliation, flow experience, flexibility, and organizational support have a positive impact on employee satisfaction and perceived productivity while working from home. H2. Employee satisfaction and perceived productivity have a positive impact on workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. This study uses a quantitative research approach. Data were gathered through an online questionnaire. A total of 433 responses from full-time employees across various organizations were collected and analyzed. For the measurement of variables, adapted scales were used. Items for measuring reconciliation were adopted from Allen, Golden, and Shockley's work in 2015. Flow experience was measured using the scale developed by Gardner and Dovolio in 2003. Items for measuring flexibility and organizational support were adopted from Alf's, Truss, Sohn, and Ghani's study in 2013. Employee satisfaction and perceived productivity were measured using the scales developed by Spector in 1997 and 2003, respectively. Workers' intention to continue with hybrid work was measured using a modified version of the scale used by Li, Yang, and Chen in 2016. A 7-point Likert scale, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree, was used for all the items. To examine the proposed hypotheses, structural equation modeling was employed. SEM is a statistical technique used to estimate the relationships between and variances of observed and latent variables. Amos 24 was used to test the hypothesized relationships. The model fit was assessed using several goodness of fit indices. The values of the indices suggested that the model was a good fit to the data. The standardized estimates of the path coefficients are presented in the figure. Consistent with the hypotheses, the results showed that reconciliation, flow experience, flexibility, and organizational support were positively and significantly associated with employee satisfaction and perceived productivity while working from home. Further, employee satisfaction and perceived productivity significantly affected workers' intention to continue with hybrid work. The positive and significant relationship between employee satisfaction and perceived productivity on one hand and workers' intention to continue with hybrid work on the other indicates that employees feel more satisfied and productive while working from home and hence intend to continue with this working arrangement in the future. The present study contributes to the existing body of knowledge in 3 ways. First, it combines motivating factors and factors that focus on the relationship between employees and organizations. 2. Develop the antecedents affecting satisfaction and productivity during work from home. Second, it broadens the scope of previous research by examining the effect of satisfaction and perceived productivity on workers' intention to continue with hybrid work. Third, unlike previous studies that examined the impact of productivity on workers' intention to continue with hybrid work, the findings of this study suggest that both satisfaction and perceived productivity significantly affect workers' intention to work hybrid in the future. This implies that employees feel higher satisfaction and productivity when working from home, hence the inclination to continue this particular working method. Based on the findings of this study, several practical implications can be drawn. Given the results, top management and HR professionals should consider, at the earliest possible, to start implementing hybrid work in the organizations. If organizations wish to retain their talent and remain competitive, they must adopt a hybrid model of working where employees have the freedom to work from home or come to office depending on the nature of their job. The findings imply that employees intend to continue with hybrid work because they feel higher satisfaction and perceived productivity while working from home. Additionally, organizations can observe what factors can improve employee satisfaction and perceived productivity while working hybrid and utilize that information to provide a better working environment for employees and organizations. Despite the theoretical and practical contributions, this study has some limitations. The sample of this study is limited to full-time employees working in organizations based in India. Therefore, the results of this study cannot be generalized to employees working in other types of organizations or working in different national contexts. Future research can overcome this limitation by conducting the study across different organizations and countries. Another limitation is that the study is based on employees' self-reported data. Future research can enhance the generalizability and reliability of the findings by using objective measures of productivity. Moreover, future research can also examine the moderating role of job characteristics. To conclude, this study examines the factors that influence employees' satisfaction and productivity in a hybrid working setting, and further analyzes the effect of satisfaction and productivity on workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. The study finds that reconciliation, flow experience, flexibility, and organizational support have a positive impact on employee satisfaction and perceived productivity while working from home. Further, employee satisfaction and perceived productivity positively affect workers' intention to continue working hybrid in the future. Based on these findings, the study suggests that organizations need to adopt a hybrid model of working and enable employees to reconcile their work and personal lives, experience flow at work, have control over their work schedules, and have faith in their ability to perform well outside the traditional work setting. By doing so, organizations can enhance employee satisfaction, productivity, and retention. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this and press the bell icon to never miss out on any updates. Thanks for watching.